All right, everyone. Bitcoin is above 41,000. I have my boom stand back, which makes me very happy because I don't have to hold the microphone all day. And we are in a bull market officially. Yes, we were just kind of in recovery mode, but now we're in official bull market. I think this is the time, and there is a good chance we get an ETF this month, if not this month, then next month. And I would like to take some time to congratulate, or at least say rest in peace, to a couple of crypto people that have been inherently bearish all this time. So first of all, I would say rip El Capo of crypto. And this is the one that I've been following lately on Twitter. I don't really follow him on YouTube. I don't really follow other influencers on YouTube. But on Twitter, he is El Capo of crypto. Current thoughts on BTC, as you can see here. Little correction to my Telegram post. I mean to write 48.5K as the pivotal point for Bitcoin instead of 38.5K. 12K is still in play. And this was his just post probably a few weeks ago. 38.5K reach, what I expect now. Slow bleed for BTC. Ethereum going a bit higher to 2,200 to 2,300. Some altcoins having their last pumps. The big dump to 30 to 31K with altcoins dumping about 30 to 40%. That would be the beginning of the capitulation event. Now, to be fair, 30 to 31K is actually in play. 12K hasn't been in play for a long time, but 30 to 31K is actually still in play. We could dump to that much, but that wouldn't be the beginning of the capitulation event. That would be the end of the capitulation event, and that would fill in all the gaps that we've had. See, the thing is, like, we've been going up very, very slowly. I mean, every time we've gone up 1 or 2K, we've dumped about several hundred points or 1K. So it's been like 2 steps forward, 1 step backward. So we've kind of filled in the gaps as we go along. So there would be no beginning of a capitulation event because, we've gone up very slowly. So there's really no point in us just like capitulating because people have had the chance to actually fill in, like take their shorts, take their longs. And it's been like a step-by-step process for us to go into. Of course, I replied, no, it's not into play. It's just revisionist history. Just admit that you were wrong. It is obviously revisionist history. He just moved it up by a K. And then when it hits 48.5K and goes 48.5K, sometime early next year, he's going to be like, it's going to be 58.5K. You just watch. It'll happen. I will be waiting for that post. Of course, he's still warning about BNB, which, to give him some credit, BNB still could actually have some trouble, definitely, because of the legal challenges. I think they're generally going to be okay. They might not rise as much in this bull run, but still, he's like, on November 25th, the beginning of the end. Yes, the beginning of the end for bears. It's been the beginning of the end for a while, but November 21st did definitely mark the beginning of the end for bears like himself. Yes, he sung his own eulogy, so he did get this prediction right. It was the beginning of the end, but unfortunately, it was the beginning of the end for his for his predictions. He's always been still warning about a massive capitulation, which, if you haven't really been watching, a massive capitulation happened about a year ago at 15,000. Dumping from like 70K to 15K, that's a huge, huge capitulation event right there. And I've said this before, we had 2 Black Swan events to actually take us there in Luna and FTX. And unless another one happens, we weren't going to go below 15K. So 12K, unless Binance fell like within 4 months of FTX, was never going to happen in the first place. There's a lot of smoke, but the smoke is making the price go up. The smoke is the BTC ETF, getting a Bitcoin ETF and Ethereum ETF getting approved soon. The smoke is the interest rates coming down second half of next year. And the smoke is generally, hey, the economy is actually not that bad as people are wanting to believe, or some people are trying to sell it as. Because, employment rates are still down, and like the analysts are trying to revise recessions out of their predictions as fast as possible because it does not look like we're going to have any kind of hard landing in the economy. People still have money. If you look at people's spending, it's still pretty much as high as ever. So yes, they might be running a little bit short on savings, but they're definitely not out of savings. And prices have stopped going up, even though they haven't really started coming down. Gas prices are going down too because the demand from Europe, because Europe has switched to a lot of renewables, and China, because China's economy is like kind of crappy right now, is low. And the US is actually producing more gas than ever. So that gas prices will actually stay low. So he's been really bullish all this time. He's still very, very bullish. He's like, no change. Well, this is February. No changes. I'm not buying. And obviously, 13 hours ago, I've been posting updates on Telegram all year. Every addition to the short position, the reasons why. The thing is, like, every time you make a short position, you can just make it go up even higher. Because once they liquidate those positions, you basically get wrecked. So rip El Capo of crypto. The next one, rip Datadash. Now, he has been posting some bullish videos. Like Bitcoin could hit 200,000 if this one event repeats, known as the 4-year cycle, or ETFs, or just like a lot of people buying. But, he's also been like the altcoin rally is fake. It's not really fake. The volume has actually been increasing. And when the volume actually increases, altcoins do go up. Now, right now, Bitcoin dominance is growing a little bit, but I think that will reverse as Bitcoin goes higher and higher. And he's saying like Bitcoin flash rally. It's not really a flash rally. It's been ongoing for a couple of months now. Up from like 25 to 30, back down to 25 to 30 to 32 to 35. It's very, very slow process. Like every 1 or 2,000 takes a couple of weeks to actually rise. It's not like we rose up 20,000 in a day or something like that. So there have been gaps that have actually been filled. So the thing is, he has actually been pretty bearish. I think he's starting to turn. He's a little late in starting to turn, but he has been really, really bearish pretty much up until now. Obviously, he does do like reporting on news, like MicroStrategy buying $600 million of Bitcoin, Binance reaching settlement. I think these people are just hoping that their predictions come true, because the Binance settlement would take down Binance, but that doesn't really seem to be happening at this particular point. Yes, there's some other jurisdictions suing Binance, but I do think their main danger is over and they will actually survive through this. Plus, like I said, a lot of these smaller jurisdictions are looking at example from the United States. And if Coinbase wins their case in the United States and all these coins are not securities, then pretty much Binance and Kraken are going to win this case too. And all those smaller jurisdictions are going to drop their cases against Binance as well. So he's saying the Bitcoin ETF and the halving cycle could save Bitcoin. Obviously, that's going to make it go up, but it's just a 4-year cycle. We were going to go up anyways. It's just that the regulations, like the interest rates going down, and also the ETF pumps it even more. So, there's a lot of bearish videos coming from Datadash, but, because of videos like this, I do think he is coming around. He's finally realizing, yes, we are going into a bull market. Of course, the last one we have to look at is Crypto Savvy. Now, Savvy has actually been, to his credit, he has been turning around a little bit more than the other two. But he's still he's still warning people like Bitcoin, BNB, and XRP, this is bad. So the thing is, Bitcoin's fine. Bitcoin's not bad. XRP, I think, is fine. They have legal clarity. I don't think they're going to massively pump or anything, but they're not going to do bad either. BNB is the only one I would really worry about, but that's not really going to take the market down. And I don't think BNB is in any real trouble. There's still a lot of people using Binance Smart Chain. And obviously, he's looking at Bitcoin and Binance in trouble. Binance's coffers are very, very full, and the upcoming, the bullish market coming back in is going to help them make a lot of money. So I think they're going to have plenty of money to pay any fines they have. And if you look at the fines that places like the Philippines are levying on them, it's like $90,000. That's like chump change for Binance. And I do think they will be able to operate in these jurisdictions. So he's saying final bull trap or moonshot. There is no bull trap. If we retrace 1,000 or two, it's not a big deal. That's just a regular retrace. I mean, we've been going up 2,000, going back 1,500, going up 2,000 again, going down 1,500 again. And it's been repeating multiple times. And that's obviously one of the reasons I'm not really too afraid of a dump. And some people are getting really, really desperate for a dump, and they're thinking of the weirdest reasons. I'm going to have a blast with Bobby if everything comes down in the Mercury retrograde. So the Mercury retrograde is like an adjustment of Mercury. It does make people more irritable, or supposedly. There's been very little evidence of any of this stuff, but obviously it has no effect on the market. People are saying moon cycles, and people are also saying they're looking at astrology now for bear market signals. Yeah, none of that stuff actually matters. All the signals are pointing up. If you look at either the macroeconomic signals, we're not really going to a recession. The rates are coming down. The economy is not nearly as bad as people think it is. or some people would make you think it is. And overall, like there's going to be more money flowing into the market because of the ETF. So the time is actually to buy now. Bitcoin is not in trouble. 12K is not on the table, has not been on the table for a very, very long time. Hopefully you didn't buy futures, derivatives, or secondary markets based on any of these guys. I always advise people against doing futures, derivatives, and secondary markets because I think they're just a snag. 99% of, well, I would say like 95% of people lose when they go in the secondary market, because a lot of it is just guessing, especially if you leverage high. It's basically like spinning roulette, and generally the house does win. So, like if people are telling you that X is bullish, like if they tell you some like crap coin's a scam, yeah, sure, I might believe that some crap coin's a scam because most crap coins are scams. But most of the top 20 coins, I would be very, very careful in paying attention to any like FUD news I hear about any of the top 20 coins. They might not go up like super, super high in the next couple of months, but they ain't coming down. This, like, unless there's like some gigantic scam, they are not coming down. The confidence in the crypto market, I'm like more confident than ever. I don't think we're going to have like a retrace. I think the lowest we'll go is probably 35,000, even if that low. I think 30,000 is even too low now, but I would say like 30 to 31K is possibly in the cards. Although I wouldn't bet on it at all right now. Definitely would not take a short. Wouldn't take a long either. I would just be DCA buying. And maybe like, you could buy the ETF as well. You could buy Grayscale's fund as well. And look at some of the crypto stocks as well. Some of the mining stocks, they might be worth a look at, especially as Bitcoin goes higher and higher. The hash rate's going to get higher and higher. That will force the price up. So that's why I think we're getting over 100K in the bull run. And, if you've been listening to other people, like, the thing is, like, you should also watch out for these same people during the bull run because they're going to be saying, like, 300,000, 500,000, kind of like the same things like that. I think, like, for the most bullish TA and the most bearish TA people, you just kind of like double their bearish price in the bear market and half their bullish price in the bull market. And that gets you like fairly close to generally what it ends up being. Because I think like I don't know what Cowen's latest predictions are, but I think he did suggest like 9K. And if you took 9K and doubled it at 18K, that would have been pretty close to the bottom, although you wouldn't have hit 15K exactly. Last time he said something like 300K during the top, and obviously 150 wasn't. But generally, I think like if you just kind of like moderate their guesses, like half their top and double their bottom, you still get a really giant range. And I think you'll be a lot more correct in looking at how things actually turn out. So yes, these guys that rely on on their charts have not been doing too well. The guys that have been looking at, oh my God, the economy is collapsing. No, it's really not. It's just fine right now. The DXY is still very, very high. And, some people are like, oh, the US dollar is getting weaker. It's going to be terrible for Bitcoin. I'm just like, bruh, I wish the US dollar would get weaker. It's still at 103 right now. If it was at 92, we'd be at like $60,000. It needs to get weaker. One of the problems is the USD isn't coming down against other currencies. Other currencies are very, very weak against the USD right now. I need it to come down to like 95 for a true epic bull run. So that's what I have to say. Rip Datadash, rip El Capo, and rip Crypto Savvy. Although some of them have been starting to turn around. Obviously, Gareth Soloway's like low prediction isn't going to work either. But Soloway, for his credit, has actually been turning around quite a while ago, and he's very, very bullish right now. So some of them have turned. I think the rest of them are going to turn. And I think the bearish predictions, I think they're going to waste. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell notifications button. Thank you, and have a nice day.